Maupin sisters, Pat sisters, okay? It's over. Why is it over exactly? What went wrong? What went wrong was that leftism today, me, LT, I have defeated patriotic socialists. They are gone. Look at the thumbnail of this live stream. Infrared is rising. You got 241 viewers, bruh. That's like 1,800 less viewers than OSU, the anime clicky game that you click the songs. That's 18. What is that? Like 390,000 less channels than Goblin, who's like a Zoomer gaming channel who talks about doing drugs and you want to change the world. Infrared is rising. Infrared is not rising. Moppet fans will not debate anyone because they're too scared. They are comment section socialists. And I have defeated the Pat Sox. Why? Let's look at this schizo, this guy. We need critical thinking. Can't spell for shit. He says, like, he splits up the syllables in words like he's a first grader trying to learn new vocabulary. He doesn't know how to type. Wants to tell me that I'm ignorant about topics. Challenge him to come on voice chat. He says, hey, you know what? Pay me to come on. How about I pay you to go to fucking rehab for the speech impediment you have? Seriously. I mean, like, these people can't even fucking speak about anything. Let's continue on. Who's next? What's his name again? Real Deal Reds? Who is this guy? He's nobody. This guy doesn't even have like 10 subscribers. Who is this guy? Right? Challenge him to a debate multiple times. What happens? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Not only that, they refuse to debate me. Guys, I'm not that scary, okay? I am not that scary. I may have $1,000 shoes on my feet, guys. I may have $1,000 shoes on my feet. Let me flip this camera around. Guys, I may have $1,000 shoes on my feet, okay? But I am not that scary. I am not that scary. Just because I am an expert on Marxism doesn't mean that I will bite you. I mean, I even offered B-level. Ewoks Unhinged, to have a very friendly conversation with me about the support for the truck drivers. You know, the one that led by that neo-Nazi who pushes the great replacement theory and says that Caucasoids, who are the greatest race. You can watch it on Jason Unruh's channel for like the 11th time. The leader of the Freedom Convoy. You know what B-level says? Oh, you know what? They have some valid COVID-19 concerns. I mean, I passed by a dude earlier who was on that anti-vax shit. I pulled over. I tell him, hey, bro, I've been vaxxed like 4 times already. Why am I not dead? And you know what he says? He says, it's coming. He told me it's coming. That's what these people believe. They think they think Joe Biden's going to kill us with vaccines. And not only are they not proletariat, they're petty bourgeois. They're richer than you. They pull in more money than you'll ever see in your entire life. Okay? Patriotic socialists are dead, bro. Your channel has 13,000 subscribers, and you can't even get 500 people to show up to your live stream, bro. That's sad. Caleb Moppin, your channel has 20,000 subscribers. You can't even get 2,000 people to watch one of your videos unless it's a video of a debate with Unruh where people are going to watch it over and over just to clip all the times where you mute like a little girl, where you run away from topics like the trucker convoy. You just claim ignorance, which of course is what, that's the favorite argument of Pat Sox is, I don't know, I'm ignorant on everything. I love that they admit that they're ignorant. What else is there? Pat Sox are defeated, guys. They don't show up. I live stream. We Need Critical Thinking criticizes me. I go on live stream. Nowhere to be found. It's just gone. Floating down the river. Just off to a better place. The grass is greener on the other side. Nowhere to be found. Where are these people? They will not debate me. When they do debate me, they proceed to come on to say some really funny stuff. Like Saudi Arabia isn't imperialist. This flame of liberation, skinny little pencil neck, nerd glasses wearing 4 eyes dude from New York City sounds like he's about to have a break down and cry while talking to me. This guy says that what? Saudi Arabia isn't imperialist? Okay. Woo! Bombs go down, they blow up Yemeni children thanks to China selling Saudi Arabia weapons. And China, having that hand. Can we get some in the comments down below? I want to see some China flag handshaking the Israeli flag. Okay, I want to see some of that. I want some of that Sino-Judaist and Sino-Zion is alliance. Okay, Sino-Zino. That's what I call it. China selling shit tons of weapons to Israel, supporting Israel. China, meanwhile, is, I don't know, sanctioning the DPRK, which is a real socialist nation, not your fake bullshit TVEs and your fake bullshit SOEs. I mean, come on. 80% of the urban sector of workers work in the private sector. But no, that's socialist, right? It's not like Marx said that capitalism is the free sale of the laborer, of his labor power to a capitalist. Let me break it down real easily. Communal society, primitive communism, people farmed and they gathered resources and sustenance for themselves. They didn't do it out of exploitation. They just did it for themselves, okay? Feudalism. We had a system of landlords, and we had a tribute. We had basically two types. We had a feudal system and what's called the Oriental economy. And really, feudalism was prevalent in Europe. And basically, both of these things did the same thing. They took surplus wealth in the form of rent. So basically, these landlords would take rent from their tenants, who were the serfs. An example of this is 1861. 1861 in Russia, the Russian Empire. Russian slaves are freed and they become emancipated, but they basically go into debt slavery. Pretty much when people referred to semi-feudalism in Russia, really what they're speaking of is the peasants after 1861 being so indebted to landlords in Russia that they were forced to work on their plots for pretty much their entire lives. After that, we have capitalism. What is capitalism? Capitalism is not rent or tribute. Capitalism is not slave society in which, I forgot slave society. Slave society is a society in which the labor power of the slaves is owned. Okay, it's owned. They don't buy it. They don't, purchase it for a specific amount of time in the working day, right? They own it outright. If you own a slave, you own the slave's entire lifespan of their labor power. That's why Marx spends so much time talking about the working day. He talks about all the kinds of shit that the capitalist does in order to increase exploitation. He makes the working day longer. Maybe he'll make it shorter, but you work less time for yourself. These are all the things that happen when it comes to, the working day. That's what Marx lays out. None of this analysis. All of these people are in their same corners. I've reached out to these people on Twitter. Block. I've reached out to these people on YouTube. Block. Where are you guys? I thought you guys were the revolution. No, I mean, it's just funny. Like, honestly, like, where are these guys? Moppin loves to quote tweet me. You know what Moppin does, guys? Moppin will unblock people on Twitter just to quote tweet them, just to tweet at them, and then block them again. That sounds great. And you know what? I will upload a video on China, guys. Like I said, I will, upload a video on China eventually. It's just I'm very busy, guys. I got to get up pretty early tomorrow, start an early shift. I work first shift at my job. So me live streaming right now, like 10:40 at night, it's late. I need to get up early in the morning tomorrow. But still, Pat Sox, BTFO, you got blown the fuck out. Seriously, all y'all got blown the fuck out. What Pat Sox are even left at this point? Seriously, like, it's nothing but a bunch of walking corpses. Seriously, I blow these people the fuck out. I remember one of these dudes was trying to talk to me about, sir, I'm going to have to inquire into your source of your claim that capitalists are technically productive. This is a left communist position. This is a ultra leftist position. I show him the quote. Marx says that capitalists are part of the productive process per excellence. What does he do? Whoop. Mute. Nope. Nowhere to be found. Just simply disappears from the internet. Just simply disappears from view, from arguing. Okay. Anti-intellectuals. Okay. You want to talk about anti-intellectualism? That's the Pat Sox. You want to talk about people running away from any kind of confrontation? That's the Pat Sox. Sorry. But, and B-Level was offering me to come on to his channel. So what? We could talk about two things pretty much. One of them was critical support for Russia, which Russia can critically support itself to fucking overthrow Putin and throw him in prison for invading Ukraine. I mean, he can critically support fucking Putin being put up against the wall for being a Bonapartist capitalist piece of shit, who's blowing up people's fucking houses. Critical support for a Bonapartist dictator capitalist who's blowing up apartment blocks in Eastern Europe right now. Critical support. We would never give critical support to Joe Biden for all the fucking bombs he's dropped. We would never give critical support to Trump. I mean, unless you're one of these dumb fuck. Oh, I want to be right wing so bad, guys. I want to be based in trad. Give me my base in trad blue blouse GF, guys. I need her to be blonde and pretty and white and make me babies so I can lose my virginity so I'm not an incel anymore. Like that's these Patsog people for real. That's what the infrared people. Maupin, I went to Trump's speech. I applauded Trump's speeches. Maupin says that he goes to Trump's speeches. He applauds them. The part where Trump calls Mexican people rapists. Sounds great. I don't know, the part where Trump becomes buddy with Saudi Arabia and starts selling them weapons. The part where, Trump fucking ships shit tons of weapons to Poland. The part where fucking Trump agitates Russia against the EU and almost starts a war. All of these great things, guys, that Trump did. I love him. He's just the anti-imperialist all the way. All the bombs dropped, anti-imperialism, killing Soleimani, just a beautiful act of anti-imperialism, guys, when you just illegally murder another country's general just because, listen, guys, okay, Iran is an anti-imperialist nation, according to Maupin, but Trump, the fact that he just fucking murdered Soleimani in cold blood, that's okay. And you know what? It doesn't matter because these people, they don't operate on facts. They don't operate on the truth like I do. They operate on the news cycle. Everyone forgot about Soleimani, didn't they? Everyone forgot about the Trump presidency, didn't they? I didn't. I was keeping tabs on all the imperialist bullshit that Trump was doing. Oh no, but imperialism is a mode. Oh no, Iraq is called Iraq. It has some borders. It has a leader. Therefore, Iraq is not connected in any way to imperialist countries. Therefore, Iraq can't be imperialist. Mr. Flame of Liberation. So great. So great. Huh. I mean, it's so silly to see. That's what happens when you reflexively become a reactionary, just because liberals can become annoying. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a retroflex. It's the ultimate rent-free. Like, these people are the type of people, guys, to go on a date with a woman and ask for sex on the first date. And the woman's like, you know what? I really don't feel comfortable with that. And they're like, fucking, oh my God, this liberal SJW, blue hair culture, these cultural Marxists. Come on. Why don't you let me have sex on the first date? That's the kind of attitude that these people have. Look at Caleb Maupin's meeting. Who was there? Look at me. I'm a normal looking guy. I'm a normal guy. I'm a normal person. Who's at, look at, I'm a normal looking person. Who's at Caleb Maupin's meetings? It's these weird, intellectual, fat, chubby, white, pasty basement dwellers, I swear. And all these people are trying to fucking slander me, I swear. What are they trying to slander me about? I upload a video of this Char darling person reading this like super fucking cringy, like weird ass, I don't know if it was a poem or whatever from like the roaring 30s, like the roaring 20s, dude. Just like like when the Wobblies were around, bro. When William Z. Foster was alive. Like, what are we, De Leonists now? We're gonna make industrial unions across the entire state when industry is not even a fucking factor in America. I don't know. I don't see these mass factories like in China. I don't see these mass factories in the US. I see warehouses. I see restaurants. I see cities in the suburbs. I don't see a mass manufacturing center. You know what the term Rust Belt means? It means all the manufacturing jobs left for China. So I don't know if we're going to be making that wobbly union again. I don't know if this is 1936 and we have William Z. Foster publishing pamphlets on how to organize our workplace, okay? And, the reason why I posted that is not to make fun of her for stuttering because she's autistic. It's because this thing is like, what, 70 years old? 80 years old? I mean, these people want to discredit so-called Soviet-style socialism, literally fucking central planning, the entire purpose of Marxism. The entire purpose of communism is to centrally plan. The entire purpose of communism is democratic central planning, right? That's the entire purpose. What's up, Parsa? The entire purpose of communism is democratic central planning. It's control over our own productive forces. That's what communism is. To these people, okay, communism is not control over our own productive forces. Why? Because, the Soviet Union, like 30 years ago, not even 30, like what? I don't know. When was World War II? When did Stalin die? I mean, like, when did Brezhnev come in? When did Glasnost happen? When did Perestroika happen? When socialism in the USSR was eroded, that's when it ended. But just because socialism before it was eroded in the USSR is a little bit older, it didn't happen yesterday, it didn't happen 5 minutes ago. Oh, all of a sudden we need a big update to socialism. We actually need to make it capitalist, right? We need to smash the iron rice bowl, right? Let me explain the iron rice bowl. This is what Mao did. Mao went to peasants in China and he said, look, this is what we need. We're fucking starving to death. We're having famine after famine. These warlords in these different provinces keep shooting each other and making all these wars. This is what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to have a system of communes. These communes are going to be ran, and you are going to stay on the commune, and you are going to work on the commune, and you will be provided an iron rice bowl, meaning that you will always have employment, which is good, by the way. People always need employment. Being unemployed sucks, okay? Because you can't eat. You can't be productive for society. You're doing nothing. So you're going to have full employment, which is a socialist policy, by the way. You're going to have health care provided to the most rural, out there parts of the peasantry with the Barefoot Doctors program, teaching basic first aid to peasants. You're going to have a system in which these people live on the commune, they produce on the commune, and they record and they send it back. Now, was it perfect? No. Obviously, there was a lot of problems during the Great Leap Forward because people were not accurately recording what they were producing. But that is a problem of old school bookkeeping. That is a problem of old school accounting. And even then, famines in China stopped because of Mao. Famines in China ceased because of Mao. Industry began to develop because of Mao. Now, what did Deng do? Deng smashed all of this. What did he instantly do? He put in a market for labor power. Go ahead and Google this quote: the free sale of the labor of their labor power to the capitalist. Right? What you'll realize is that Marx defines capitalism as that. Capitalism is generalized commodity production. Everything is a commodity. And if you're a proletarian, you don't have capital, the only way you're going to survive is by selling your time, which is your labor power, your ability to labor, okay? Your ability to be a laborer and provide wealth to the capitalist. That is what your commodity that you use in order to get sustenance from the capitalist to survive is, okay? They don't know that, though. They want to talk about thinking materially, yet they'll sit there and simp for Putin and play Poland ball, play Hearts of Iron 4 because Putin's so strong. He's so strong. Is he really that strong? I think someone who's strong would not blow up apartment blocks because what? There's like a fucking 900 member battalion. The Azov battalion has like 1,000 members, guys. We need to wipe Ukraine off the face of the earth. Now, do I like Ukraine? Obviously not. Do I like NATO? Obviously not. I don't even have to make a vid. Why would here's the thing, guys. Why should I even make videos about NATO? No one's ever been in. Why should I make videos about NATO? I don't need to make videos about NATO because there already exists a massive amount of literature about everything that NATO has done wrong. You can read Killing Hope by William Blum. Literally goes over the entire history of the CIA. We had this one guy a long time ago, this liberal, a couple months ago. What was his name again? Something Avalone. That Avalone guy. Okay, this Avalone guy on YouTube, he was talking about how the CIA is not that bad. It's actually an intelligence gathering agency. The CIA, the OSS, they were established to smash communism. Read Killing Hope by William Blum. After World War II, what was one of the first operations that the OSS did? What was one of the first operations they did? They went to Italy and they rigged the elections so that the Christian Social Democrats in Italy would win. Hunter Avallone, thank you. One of the first things America did after World War II is they looked at Italy, they looked at people like Gramsci, and they realized that there was a growing communist movement. Okay, so what do? They supported the Christian Social Democrats in Italy. They rigged elections. What do? They had famous actors from Italy come out. They flew planes over, dropping leaflets all about how the Communist Party were terrible. Even though the Communist Party, in Italy was a popular party. Okay, it was a merging of two different parties: the Socialist Party of Italy and the Communist Party of Italy. They merged to make the whatever it was called. I mean, it's the Communist Party of Italy at the end of the day. And they lost against the Social Democrats, the Christian Social Democrats in Italy. Why? US, OSS. What would happen? All of these socialists, even if they weren't socialists, even if they were social democratic, Iran, Mossadegh nationalizes oil. British Petroleum, we can't have that. We're going to murder your leader, and we're going to install the Shah, and we're going to slaughter thousands of people, install a secret police force which would murder people in cold blood. These are all the things that NATO does. Everyone knows that NATO's bad. You know who doesn't think NATO is bad? Trump supporters. The right wing don't believe that NATO is bad. The left wing do. Haas wants to sit here and fucking talk about how he's so anti-NATO. All these people want to sit here and talk about how they're so anti-NATO, yet they love the group of people that shill for NATO the hardest. Trump supporters. They love the group that shill for NATO the hardest, that shill for the West, that shill for America. These Putin supporters, or these Trump supporters, they're not out here asking for the downfall of America, okay? They're not out here asking for the downfall of the West. They're not out here asking for the downfall of capitalism. They're not out. What are they asking for? The current president is blue. Can you please make him red again? That's what they're asking for. So anyway, Pat Socks are fucking bozos. I will not be discussing the critical support for Russia because Putin is a Bonaparte's piece of shit. He smashes national liberation struggles all the damn time. I mean, look at what happened in Chechnya, okay? Yeltsin, who was his appointer, just went in twice, bombed the entire apartment buildings, just shredded the entire... What was Chechnya? It was a miniature self-declared Muslim nation, okay? That's what Chechnya was. And they want to talk about, I love national liberation struggles. I love the I love anti-conquistador. I love all these YouTube channels. I love, native supports. I love natives, guys. I love national liberation. Yet they'll support a nation that smashes national liberation struggles all the fucking time. Like the Russian Federation is literally a federation of capital owning the land that is claimed by indigenous people. But I don't think they realize that. Okay, I don't think they realize that. Now, what am I asking for? Am I, asking for an ethno-state for all these people? I don't think so, okay? What am I asking for? Very simple. I'm asking for global socialism. I'm asking for I want socialism in every single country. Why? Because I don't want someone to suffer just because they're born somewhere. I think about it all the time. What if I was born in Burundi? What if I was born in the Central African Republic? What if I was born in the Congo? What if I was born in one of these really poor nations, guys? And I feel terrible. I see that, I was on Instagram the other day, and I saw a really sad video. Okay, there's this really funny guy on Instagram. He basically he works in a convenience store in Chicago, and he kind of trolls, some of the ghetto people there at the convenience store. He gives them like rainbow lighters, and they're all like kind of old school machismo kind of gang culture over there. So he's basically trolling them. He's messing with them, right? He's making them have a laugh. Well, he went to Yemen, and I saw these little Yemeni children running around begging him for food, and that messed me up. Seriously, because what do these kids do? These kids didn't do anything wrong. They're completely innocent. They were born in a country where nations like China feed bombs to destroy schools, destroy hospitals. The only thing they're guilty of is being born in the wrong country. How is that fair? That's why I want global socialism. Okay? And it's not a joke to me. I'm not all cute. I'm not all cute. I don't mess around. Okay? Like, I'm not out here saying, oh, socialism's the Safavid empire, because I'm not a little aristocratic, little spoiled boy, little spoiled law school dropout, okay? I'm actually serious about this stuff, because this is real life, guys. This, politics, like, I was listening to the news the other day, this lady said that, I'm starting to pay more attention to politics now because gas is now $7.10. And it's like, yeah, you should. Good. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Don't vote for Joe Biden. Okay, seek an alternative seek a solution to the problem, not, a made up alternative, I suppose. So, didn't Nick Fuentes call NATO evil? Didn't Trump smash NATO too? Trump didn't smash NATO. Trump was causing problems with basically NATO and the EU and Russia, honestly. I mean, Trump was about to fucking start a war. Trump was also about to start a war with Iran by just fucking murdering Soleimani in absolutely cold blood. Even though Soleimani actually helped us out against the Taliban. So, I mean, and Nick Fuentes, at the end of the day, guys, like, this guy's a closeted bisexual. He needs to come out the closet, all right? It's 2022. It's okay to be gay. It's June, bro. Seriously, man, no one's gonna judge you if you like males, all right, bro? I mean, it's just life. You get one life, you live it, and then you die, and you can do whatever you did. If Trump smashed NATO, then he did a horrible job, seeing that it's running perfectly fine. Not only is it running perfectly fine, but now Finland and Sweden are trying to join. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's NATO. Okay, that's what NATO is. NATO is expanding. It's so funny, guys. I mean, first we have to invade Crimea, then we have to invade Ukraine, and then what's next? We have to invade Georgia. Like, what's next out of Russia? How many more anti-imperialist, full-scale military invasions can we have? And you know what? These guys are such shills, they can't even call it a war. They have to call it a special military operation. Quit fucking LARPing like you work for the FSB, bro. Get real. You are a nobody. Russia doesn't fucking care. Well, maybe they do care if you call it a special military operation because they're paying your leader, Maupin, your cult leader. So, yeah, I mean, Bob Avakian, Maupin Koresh. Like, come on, dude. This guy, like, I'm watching shit about Waco. 1-for-1 Maupin. I mean, I swear, one day I'm going to wake up on the news. I'm going to see CPI flags littered in a burning warehouse with Maupin running out yelling about socialist billionaire Christians from China that are going to send us all to, Jinnah. I mean, come on, bro. Trump sucked. It's crazy that supposed communists try to act like he's some kind of anti-imperialist. Well, he was a great anti-imperialist, guys. Just bombing nations left and right, bombing leaders left and right. That's so good. I mean, what's anti-imperialism? Like, okay, the first thing that I would say in terms of anti-imperialism are these fucking IMF regular restructurings, okay? The IMF, they can, okay, if they want to lend out money at interest, that isn't going to change for a while, even though lending money at interest needs to go. Sorry, Maupin. Your big private banking, Russian and Chinese bankers are not going to be able to lend out money at 12% APR. Sorry, Maupin. It's not going to happen in socialism because we're not going to be lending out money. We're not going to have capital, okay? I'm sorry, Maupin. I'm sorry. We're not going to have Foxconn anymore. We're not going to have a 996 work week where people work 12 days a week for 6 days a week, or 12 hours for 6 days a week. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen, okay? I'm sorry. It's so funny. These people talk about China lifts people out of poverty. They lift them out of serfdom so they could go to work in a factory like it's industrial England. Okay, that's great. That's lifting people out of poverty. Lift them out of poverty, put them in the factory. That's my model. Why? So that Huawei, Jack Ma, and the other socialist billionaires in the Chinese Communist Party can make some profit. So anyways, been leftism today. I'll read this comment. States calling action special military operations isn't new and has a long history with imperialist actions. The French state the French state during the Algerian War called it a special police operation, and the press simply called it the events to, of course, not use the name of war. I mean, it's like these people don't understand how powerful symbols are. Putin can't call it a war because everyone hates war in the 21st century, especially in 2022. After Afghanistan, after Iraq, everyone's done with war. Nobody wants war anymore. After Crimea, after Georgia, after Chechnya, nobody wants war anymore. Okay. So he can't call it war. He has to call it a special military operation. It's war. How would you like it if your house was blown up? How would you like it if your house was blown up? But here is the mindset of the white first world patriotic socialists. Ukrainians, they have to take that. They have to be okay with their houses being blown up because Putin's strong. Oh, he's so strong. Putin, that's why we hate Putin. It's not because he blows up innocent civilians' houses. It's because he's strong. We have to do it because 500 miles away on the east side of Ukraine, there's a battalion, the Azov battalion. It's so funny. Azov battalion is like the House of Un-American Activities, accusing people of being a communist. Like, that's the Azov battalion equivalent. That's the Patriotic battalion equivalent. You're an Azov member. It's so funny. It's hilarious, really. Cool stereotype. The Chinese industrial sector is much smaller than 10 years ago, and it's still shrinking. What do you mean stereotype? You ever hear of made in China, bro? Stereotype? You've never heard of the phrase made in China? What do you mean? And it's still shrinking. How is it shrinking? The urban population work 80% for the private sector, okay? In China still is a global manufacturing powerhouse. I mean, how long are you 12 years old, bro? You never heard of the phrase made in China? Zoom back to the 90s. Look at your feet, look at your shoes, look at your watches, look at your phones, look at anything. Not even the 90s. Look at right now. What does it say? Made in China. Who makes those? Who makes all the cheap shit you see in Walmart? Who makes all the cheap shit you see in Target? Who makes who makes electronic manufacturing? Who makes iPhones, for fuck's sake? It's still Foxconn. What do you mean it's shrinking stereotype? Moron, maybe you should fucking look at what you're purchasing and turn it around. If you're over the age of 18 and you know what the phrase made in China means. So ridiculous. Where are these products coming from? Fucking thin air? No. Here's the thing, guys. All the Foxconn workers who work a 996 work week, they're becoming billionaires left and right. They're just all these Foxconn workers, one day they're just going to wake up, they're going to be as rich as Jack Ma. Zero exploitation required to become a billionaire in China. You just wake up in China and you're a billionaire, right? It's so good. Markets for labor power, employment markets. Fucking China has more unemployment than the US, dude. More unemployment. A socialist country that's supposed to guarantee employment has higher unemployment than the United States. How about that? How about that for your fucking stereotypes? China's not socialist, bro. China's not socialist. Sorry, it's not. The data proves otherwise. What does the Chinese Communist Party do? They brag about their private sector increasing. That is the opposite of what Marxists want. Read Critique of the Gotha Program, Part 4. What does Marx say? He says, in the free association of producers are not going to exchange their products, nor is the quality of value going to appear in those products. What happens in China? Product of value appears, right? How do you think they're getting How do you think they're getting billionaires? You think they have billionaires without surplus value? Then you've never fucking read Marx. What was the other thing I said? I can't even remember. Oh, they don't exchange their products. They're bragging about exchanging their products. Come on, fucking stereotype. It's so ridiculous. You get these people in here for 5 seconds and you can blow them the fuck out. It's so funny. Honestly, stereotypes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stereotype. I'm sorry. It's so funny, too. And they always try to put this racism shit. You're being xenophobic. You hate Chinese people. I don't fucking hate Chinese people. I hate the Chinese Communist Party. They're not communist. They're a class collaborationist state, okay? They're fucking they're a class collaborationist state. Billionaires in the Chinese Communist Party hold hands with manual laborers, okay? And what happens? The billionaires exploit the shit out of the manual laborers. That's how they become billionaires in the first place. Let me make sure it's not too late. It's pretty late, but I mean, fuck it. I'll keep going. The billionaires exploit the shit out of the workers. That's how they become billionaires, okay? Where are the billionaires in Maoist China? They don't exist. What happens? Okay, capital valorization becomes a thing. Exploitation becomes a thing. Not only is it a thing, it's a colossal part of the entire Chinese economy, capital valorization and exploitation, right? That's why products... Let me explain why, to this guy, right, who seems very uninformed, why the term Rust Belt exists. The term Rust Belt exists because we put all our manufacturing in China. That's why it exists. Any more comments? Imagine someone saying, just ignore MMM. Oh, what's up, guys? We have some comments. Oh, because China is a large exporter. That means all 1 billion people in China live in a factory. Like, it's so fucking funny, guys. No. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I just do to my screen, bro? You guys seeing this? I'm zooming in. I didn't know I could zoom in on YouTube live. Bruh. I just zoomed in, guys. Anyway, like I said, dude. Oh, because all 1 million people aren't in a factory in China. That means that China is not a slave state. Because 1 billion people, including children and students and the capitalists themselves in China, just because they're not in the factory doesn't mean that it's not a fucking it's basically neo-serfdom. Google Yupa. Look at the documentary about Yupa. It's this Taiwanese-owned Chinese company. What do people do in Yupa? They live a neo-serfdom life. They get fed by the company of Yupa. They get housed and clothed, and they have wedding services provided by the company. It's neo-serfdom. Okay, it's neo-serfdom. What do they pay rent with? Their labor power. It's neo-serfdom. That's exactly what China is. I dare you to go work at a fucking Foxconn factory and make iPhones for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then see how much you love China. You fucking privileged nerd. Seriously. You guys are a bunch of middle-class privileged nerds. That's why you've never... Google... you could tell these people have never done a physical day of labor in their life. I don't want to work a 996 work week. Socialist grind set. A stereotype would be characterizing a people with some sort of innate feature, physical or otherwise. Saying that China is an industrialized state with a large industrial workforce isn't stereotyping. No, apparently China isn't an industrial powerhouse. Apparently it doesn't make the majority of consumer goods around the world for decades, which it does, by the way. That's stereotyping. I'm being xenophobic. Oh. So fucking dumb these people are, I swear. You literally start talking to them, you blow them the fuck out. Seriously. Imagine saying someone is stereotyping the French for saying that it has a large nuclear energy sector. Yeah, stop stereotyping. And now we're moving manufacturing from China to India, Africa. Haha, Yupa. Do you live in 2010? This is old news. Oh my God. It's old news, guys. So just because news about Yupa was popular in 2010 means that, number one, it no longer exists? First of all, you can go to Yupa and purchase products from their website. People are still living in neo-serfdom, and you don't give a fuck. You know why? It's because you're a little privileged middle-class kid. You are a privileged middle-class kid. You care about memes. You care about Twitter likes. You care about Twitter ratios. That's what you care about. I am a working class person. I've done general labor, okay? I've done manufacturing jobs like in Yupa. Let me tell you something. It sucks. It's boring. It's hot. There's no good pay. The pay is shit. It's terrible, okay? The people who work in Yupa, you know who they are? They're people who are so desperate that they sell their soul, their livelihood, to go live in a neo-serfdom, to make cheap Chinese products all day so that some fat-ass socialist billionaire in the Chinese Communist Party can make a few extra bucks. You try going doing that, you fucking LARPer. You're a LARPing kid. That's what you are. Seriously, these people never fucking worked a day in their life. Never worked. Let me see you do any of the manual labor these people do. Then you can talk about whether or not they're deserved. Then you can talk about whether or not they're okay. Oh, certain people need to just live like bugs, and sleep and live in the pod. That's just how society has to be. Society has to be a world where some of us are billionaires and some of us sleep in the pod. Well, you are a fucking privileged kid, just like that Noah K guy, that idiot who says that Americans don't benefit from imperialism. Walk around the streets of America. Americans are fucking fat. They're fat asses. Americans are fat. That's your benefit from imperialism. In other countries that are imperialized, people have abs without going to the gym. Why? Because they don't have food. They have to make food to sell it. That's what they do. Look at countries like Nestle. They go to fucking Africa. They sell them their own water in bottles. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. You know why? Because y'all are a bunch of fucking Twitter comment section communists. I'm a real ass communist out here. I am. I am a communist. I'm a fucking working class communist too. I've worked a day in my life. You haven't. You have not. Haas has never worked a day in his life. Maupin's never worked a day in his life. He's a journalist. Jackson Hinkle's never worked a day in his life. He's a rich kid who lives by the fucking beach in a mansion. None of y'all have ever worked. None of y'all have ever done anything hard in your entire life. You're pasty, you're white, you're fat, and you live in your basement. Get blown the fuck out. I'll see you guys later. LT, I'm gonna head out. Peace.